Hello, I am Eunice Sabina Dola. Welcome to the September 2021 edition of the Divine Word Missionaries Web TV News. In this edition, we shall take you to Papua New Guinea, Ghana, Hungary, and Brazil. In August, the Divine Word Missionaries celebrated 125th anniversary of their presence in Papua New Guinea. Since August 2020, a range of activities and events have been organized to mark this special anniversary year. On August 13, which was the exact date of the arrival of the first 6 SVD missionaries, the Eucharist was celebrated in the parish church of Alexishafen by Cardinal John Ribat, the Bishop of Port Moresby, 6 other bishops, and the Secretary of the Apostolic Nuncio, Father Budikleden, the SVD Superior General from Rome, hundreds of priests and religious, as well as hundreds of the faithful. Let us hear the testimonies of some of the participants about the work of the SVDs over the years in Papua New Guinea.
Long time all missionaries been come. I got triple aim long all. First, long inapim work long mission. Out in talk long God, not through long all SVDs. Come spread him talk long God. So I'm number 1. Number 2, you got tupla have long this walk too. I'm not look long. Education belong all people, educating all people, not too long health belong all people. So there's a lot of walk if go one time. Where all missionaries belong, you may belong before you been come and walk belong all you been stop or send.
People thank you long all SVD, lo strating road, lo tripla yar na kisimi plakam. Na tambi plaikam, mi pla sindan good, mi pla ino bungin bunara ino kisimi pla. Tami okino kisimi pla. So lo desla mito bipla thank you. Osam na mi pla 2 stop 122 years one time all lo Papua New Guinea.
And SVD missionaries are not only committed to proclaim the word, but also give social services like health and education and other services as well.
In his address during the assembly of the Divine Word Missionaries working in PNG and the Divine Word Missionaries lay partners, Father Superior General Budikleden, SVD, underlined the importance of the mission in PNG for the congregation and for the Universal Church.
And why it is important for us? Yes, because Papua New Guinea was the second mission country here in Asia Pacific for us. The third country to where our missionaries were sent, countries which were at the time non-Christian countries. So it's a very important step in the history of our congregation that our founder sent the missionaries to this country. And for his whole life, the mission here was very important for him. He really supported.
Besides a satisfaction for the work the SVDs did during the 125 years, since the time of the founder, the Superior General, Father Budikleden, is aware of the challenges the SVDs are facing and those laid before him, and encouraged all to continue the path started 125 years ago with a special commitment to non-violence and dialogue with others as well as with other religions.
As Pope Francis repeatedly says, our way is the way of non-violence. Non-violence, not using the same weapon to answer to the weapon, but non-violence, non-violence communication. So not using, also starting from the verbal communication already, not being violent in our words, in our expressions. And surely the last step is not being violent in using the weapons to kill each other, also to kill other groups, other people from other religions. So this non-violent approach is, I think, what we learn from Jesus, from the gospel, and that is the message we have to give to the world today.
Father Joseph Oranthikal, the provincial superior, did not hide his joy for the organization of the celebrations. He thanked each and every one for their participation.
But we are very happy that we all could come together in spite of a lot of uncertainties, as you know, because of this corona pandemic. Since more than a year, we have been wondering whether we will be able to host it the way we hosted it. So in that sense, I'm very happy. We all of us are very happy that we could come together and celebrate.
As stated in the documents of the congregation, the introduction of a new missionary into his field of work is an important and critical period that has a decisive influence on his future. This introduction lays special stress on language learning, knowledge of the religions of the country, the ecclesial and pastoral situation, and study of the culture and history of the country from the local viewpoints. Father Victor is a new missionary assigned to his own country and had to go also through the same process.
As an SVD, language is one of our tools we use to communicate the gospel message to the people. And that is why, even though I'm a Ghanaian and I speak my own mother tongue, Ewe, it is important that I learn Twi where I work. It is a Twi-dominated area, and there are some people there who don't understand any other language apart from Twi. And when it comes to communication, then there is a barrier. So I deem it necessary, and my authorities deem it necessary as an SVD to learn this language so that the work will be effective.
Mr. Douglas Yao Asumeni, a language and culture facilitator who has worked with the SVD since 1974 in Ghana, tells us why, though one may come from the same country, it is still important to learn the language and the culture of the people one is assigned to work with.
In Ghana here, we have tribes, and the Twi is one of the languages spoken in Ghana here. Victor, though he is a Ghanaian, comes from the Volta region. 2, he had a chance also to visit Germany for 7 years. And a Voltarian who is not a Twi person would by all means need the language, because we speak different dialects. So it was important for him to learn the Akan language, not only the language and the culture of the people of the Twi-speaking area.
Putting the last first used to say the former Superior General Hans Kuleke. The Divine Word Missionaries has taken these words as leitmotif of their pastoral with gypsies, whom they consider included among the last. The purpose of this pastoral for the SVD is to give these marginalized people a sense of human dignity and identity. Father Albert is from the Democratic Republic of Congo and involved in the pastoral care of gypsies.
Notre première préoccupation est surtout l'éducation. L'éducation des jeunes, l'éducation des enfants, l'éducation des parents et en même temps l'évangélisation des familles. Et nous faisons la pastorale de proximité, la pastorale de famille, l'évangélisation des familles, l'évangélisation des jeunes, l'évangélisation des enfants. Et c'est vrai que la paroisse est habitée majoritairement à 80% par des gypsies et nous sommes en train de travailler avec eux. Notre grand objectif est d'encourager les parents, de les accompagner, surtout pour les encourager à faire éduquer leurs enfants. Envoyer des enfants à l'école et accompagner les enfants dans le cheminement de la catéchèse et aussi devenir des membres actifs de notre communauté. Comme le dit bien aussi un adage en hongrois, sans iskola nélkül nincs jövő. Tanulás nélkül nincs jövő. Ça veut dire sans école, sans études, il n'y a pas d'avenir. Et donc nous essayons au moins de motiver les parents, de motiver aussi les jeunes pour qu'ils puissent envoyer les enfants à l'école, pour que les jeunes puissent reprendre le chemin de l'école, finir leurs études, avoir des qualifications et ils peuvent facilement s'intégrer dans la société.
Communication constitutes a specialized apostolate of the SVD, and it covers a wide range of activities and the use of various media. Many SVDs on all the continents are engaged in this apostolate. It is the case of Father Cirinho Kuhn, who is a director of Verbal Films in Sao Paulo, a communication center well known in Latin America, especially in Brazil. Father, how important is your work of evangelization in Brazil?
Well, It's difficult for me to say whether my work is important or not. Others should evaluate it. However, we do receive constantly quite good feedbacks. Throughout these 42 years of Verbo Filmes, we have produced a vast array of materials that have been used not only by the ecclesial communities, but also by the schools and the universities, since our productions also deal with social and cultural issues. Bible, liturgy, catechism, mission, vocation, youth, ecumenism, interreligious dialogue, human traffic, migration, racism. We cover all aspects and themes related to our 4 SVD characteristic dimensions. We try also to be connected with the guidelines of the Brazilian Bishops' Conference, with which we always had a good relationship. The same with the Religious Conference.
Is your work relevant for other Latin American countries?
Most of our productions are Brazil-oriented. Our country is quite big. There is enough work for a small communication center like ours. Just to mention, right now we are only 5 people, 1 lay and 4 SVDs. Well, when the themes of our productions have a more continental relevance, usually we put Spanish subtitles on them. However, recently we do have produced some videos with a more continental dimension. In that line, we produced a series of documentaries covering all process of the Synod for Amazon. Just for the apostolic exhortation, Dear Amazon, we produced 4 documentaries following the 4 dreams of Pope Francis: the social, cultural, the ecological, and the ecclesial dreams. All of them belong, Portuguese and Spanish, even with subtitles in English and Italian. Right now, we are producing a series of documentaries in cooperation with the Latin American Churches and Mining Network.
In a world that is rapidly changing on the digital front, what role should the church and an evangelizing medium like yours play in society?
Digital era is here and there is no way to deny it. Last April, in the webinar promoted by the Generalate with the theme Pandemic and Prophetic Dialogue, I made a video presentation where I explain all the benefits the internet and the cellular can offer to help in our missionary work. Our mission, the mission of the Church, is to follow the footsteps of Jesus Christ, to announce the kingdom of God, to promote justice and peace. Or, in the words of Pope Francis, it's promote integral ecology. Using or not using digital or analogic media, our mission is there. We should not fear the novelties, the technical innovations. On the contrary, we should take them in our favor as media, as instruments to carry on our messages, the messages of the gospel, with technique, aesthetic, and ethic.
The natural disasters, which are being caused by the action of human beings, are happening all over the world and affecting the people and the ecosystems. Concrete actions must be taken. I am Brother Carlos Ferrada, the JPIC coordinator for the Generalate, and I would like to invite you to join the Laudato Si Action Platform, to which Pope Francis is encouraging us. Saint Arnold used to say, "The world looks so gloomy, so those who love God should do all possible effort to change it." As missionaries of the Divine Word, we have to contribute to save our common home. To do that, all our communities are encouraged to do their own action plans in order to tackle the 7 Laudato Si goals in a 7-year journey. The action plans will be based on 4 pillars: prayer, ecological education, concrete actions, and advocacy. The first year of Laudato Si action platforms begin on the feast of St. Francis of Assisi on October 4th, and the SVD will focus on the cry of the earth, the first Laudato Si goal. We invite you to be part of this journey toward integral ecological conversion.
Thanks for watching the news. See you next month. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.